it is absolutely epic. I'm having the time of my life driving this. The Ashok Leyland FAT 6x6. FAT stands for Field Artillery Tractor, and my goodness, I mean, this is 2.5 meters wide. It is 8.5 meters long. It is more than 3.2 meters tall. That's massive. As you can see, it gets a 10-ton self-recovery winch up front, and these are the towing hooks over here. Massive ground clearance of 400 mm. Look at the tires on this vehicle. Okay, these are from Michelin. These are self-inflating tires, and they can deflate as well with the touch of a button from inside. And obviously it gets these guards so that stones and all these things do not affect it. In fact, this is the diesel tank which can accommodate 350 liters, and this is to see the pressure of the diesel, because the operating range of this vehicle is between -40 degrees to +55 degrees. Basically, it's going to tow artillery, and that's basically guns and stuff like that. Now these are the controls for the crane, which can tow up to 2.7 tons, or rather it can lift up to 2.7 tons. So these are actually the controls for the same. Lights are placed low over there, and again we get a towing hook over there as well. It gets a smoke as well as a fire detector. Not much of headroom over here. This is the spare wheel, so everything is an effort over here to get into. As you can see, 6 people can sit here. This is how it opens. A lot of storage space over here, so someone who's sitting over here can talk to the person who's ahead with the phone. Now to get into the driver's seat, footwell area isn't that great. This is actually the handbrake of this vehicle. You pull it to disengage. Heard that noise? Yeah, that is the handbrake of the vehicle. And the seats are not very comfortable, but multiple way adjustment. But there's not much space over here for people sitting exactly. Fire extinguisher over here, plenty of space over here. This is the gear lever of this vehicle. Now this is for the fire detection unit. This is the reverse parking camera. This is the air conditioning. Now I just show you how much play the steering has. Alright, it is like a massive play. That's crazy. Horn sounds decent enough. So that's the speed buzzer because the key is inside. Let me show you the key right away. So this is the key of this vehicle, and it comes with a ton of keys for various other operations as well. Speedometer, tachometer, it tells you how many hours you have driven the vehicle, and fuel meter, pressure meter, what is the tire temperature, and obviously because of self-inflating tires, these are the controls for the tire. This is for the air conditioning. Air conditioning works really well, and a lot of telltale lights over here. This is actually to adjust the intensity of the lights. These are actually the controls for the diff lock. Yes, that's right, it's got locking differentials for all the 3 axles, and I mean you can go into low ratio gearbox as well. However, build quality is not the best. It's not supposed to be. It's all about ruggedness, not about luxury. You can see this mat over here, and honestly I am in love with the way these controls are placed in this vehicle. Here we go. And my goodness, it's like a cakewalk right now. It's so comfortable, so easy, without any stress whatsoever. Here we go, and we are into first gear, and off we go. Okay, a lot of vibrations from this engine naturally. Come on. Now we are into second gear. It redlines close to 2,500 RPM, and it's a very noisy engine. Now we are into third. You can see there's a lot of effort with this 8-speed manual gearbox, but once you get going, things are fine. Now I'm into fourth gear, and it's picking up good amount of pace. So this is powered by an 8-liter inline 6 Neptune engine, which produces 360 horsepower, but crucially it produces 1400 Newton meters of torque at just 1300 RPM. And as I come across the corner, I give it the beans. Here we are, 50 kilometers per hour, redlining almost 2,500 RPM, and now I'm into fifth gear. Good amount of pace actually. It is moving briskly, but there's a lot of vibrations. The engine isn't very refined, and kind of the power delivery is lumpy. The top speed is 80 kilometers per hour, so it doesn't go till 100 kilometers per hour. Now the problem with the brakes are, these are pneumatic brakes. They just engage too sharply, and the steering just has too many what you call as turns. I mean, it doesn't have any feel as such, but again, this is not about high-speed driving. The ride quality is simply brilliant. It decimates almost everything in its stride. It channels power to all 6 wheels. So basically it has 3 differentials. All of them are active, and you can lock all the 3 differentials independently, and it has a water weighting capacity of 1 meter. That's 1000 mm. That's more than a Range Rover, and it has crazy articulation angles and whatnot. I mean, it is absolutely maddening to drive this truck. It is so much fun. fun, and the brakes are very, very, very sensitive. It gets a bogie suspension. In fact, the weight of this truck itself is 10 tons, 10,000 kgs, and it can tow something close to 20 tons, so total 30 tons. And the engine does a great job, but the power band is just too narrow. It is just a very narrow power band. Right now driving at 45 kilometers per hour, I feel comfortable, and there is good view of what's around. There's also a camera over here which shows me what's happening behind. I wouldn't be shocked if there's also a rocket launcher. So yes, as I come across this corner, and here we go, full throttle, come on, red line, baby! And we are doing 60 kilometers per hour, which happens to be the top speed allowed on this test track. But hey, we're now at 65, we're at 70, and it's basically based on a very modular platform, based on which obviously Ashok Leyland having multiple vehicles. The FAT is one of them.